Let's begin with our question number one for today. We have a project manager who's experienced in predictive method and is starting agile project for the first time. To make a successful transition, PM makes a list of situations that may arise from inadequate actions as a servant leader. To answer this question, you should know what is the meaning of servant leader. So you can easily highlight it, and I always say that answer always lies in the last part of the question. So please stay here with the servant leader thing. So we need to select three answers. Which three situations would be on this list? And I have not seen any answers coming over on the chat window. Can you guys start? Let me help you out for the first one because it's quite big. Team members avoid taking on challenging tasks. Is this the part of facilitation? Yes or no? As a servant leader, we have to facilitate the team to resolve their conflicts. So I think it answers the questions. Team member avoids direct communication with other department. Is it correct? It's an impediment, right? Because of any situation, we have to facilitate them. Team members raise impediments they are unable to eliminate. Seems to be the better answer, but let's go down. High performers in the team move to more senior positions. Option D has something to do with the question. You can use mics. Your mics are on. I didn't close it for a minute. Option
No.
D has something. It has nothing
D
to do, right? Okay. Project stakeholders express skepticism of agile method. Skepticism means they are not trusting. They are not they are not accepting that method. So this comes under the facilitation. So we need to choose from C or E. Which one is better?
So we have to express three situations, not one.
1 and 2 are selected. A and B are already the right answer. Now we need to select from C and E.
E is okay, I think.
C is okay. Impediment handling is the task of
Scrum Master.
servant leader, right? Not team members.
Scrum Master.
Scrum master, not team members, right?
Yes.
And we eliminate the impediments or we resolve them. Can we eliminate anything? Can we? We resolve the conflicts. We remove the impediment. What is the correct word? Remove the impediments or overcome the impediments? So what do you think? The right answer is C or E?
E could be E.
Reason? I always say reason, right? Even if it is a guess, you should come up with a knowledge which something to explain that why you are convinced it's E, why it's not C, or vice versa.
Because the stakeholders, they are not used to this type of project. They
So as
not,
a project, as an agile project manager, we have to foster the education, right? We have to educate them. If they don't know, we have to promote or foster the environment of Agile so they can understand. So it comes under the servant leadership. That's what we call it. Educate the stakeholders, right? Make
Yes.
the bridge between the departments and help them to reach to a conclusions. It's not about challenging tasks. We do agile for the challenging task, right? Because there is an uncertainty. So A, B, and E are the final answers related to this question. Was a bit tricky question. Let's go next. An agile teams needs to decide who should represent in the scrum of scrums. What is the scrum of scrums? That you have multiple scrum masters and they are being handled by SOS. This is called as a scrum of scrum. So which criteria should a project manager use to select the best suited team member for scrum of scrums? How well the member knows the work in the other teams? How well the member applies their depth of expertise? How convincing the member is as a public speaker has nothing to do with the question. How long they have been working with agile methods. Let me ask you one question. Scrum of Scrum applies the knowledge or team applies the knowledge? Application is the team task or the SOS task or SM task? If you guys remember, Scrum Masters are there to guide, right? Work will only be done, what I kept saying, work will only be done by the team.
Okay.
So it means B is wrong, correct?
Yes.
Now remaining A and D. Does it matter how long you have been working with Agile method?
No.
Right? Not a good point. So remaining answer is A, how well the member knows the work in the other team. Which means we have one team here, we have one team here, we have one team here. And if you guys remember, daily stand-up meeting happens between team and Scrum Master for 15 minutes daily. But Scrum of Scrum meets weekly. That they are representing multiple teams, right? If you remember the scaling method, there is one Scrum Master for each one, and then there is a Scrum of Scrum. And there could be another side of the product where we have multiple teams, and then there is a Scrum of Scrums. Then there is a Scrum of Scrum with multiple teams in other part of the product. So they will meet daily, they will meet weekly, and if there is another one above them, so he will meet maybe bi-weekly or monthly. And there could be another situation auto scaling up. So we will keep going 1 week by 1 week, up and up and up. So that's how we keep ourselves updated. So if you look at this point, he remains updated from all the teams, right? From all the teams progress with the help of a tool called Kanban board or burn down chart or burn up chart. And what we call them? We call them information radiators. Yes or no? We use information radiators to keep ourselves updated. So we can say that there could be an information radiator for this iteration, for this iteration, for this iteration. Then there will be a cumulative information radiator for all these three. Then another cumulative for all these three. Then another cumulative for all those four. And then one more cumulative for all of them. Are you guys understanding what I'm trying to say? But if you're sitting at that rank, you can only monitor the people with the help of information radiators. True or not, Mr. Mohsen? You are very quiet nowadays. What happened?
Yes, sir, true.
But I'm asking you are very quiet nowadays. What happened? I have been observing from last 2-3 classes, you are not participating as much as you should. or as you were
No,
doing
no,
before?
no. Actually, I'm traveling from Jubail to Khobar back to home. Right, and just now I'm arriving always.
Okay, great.
Uh, so that is the reason.
No worries. Drive safely and keep listening.
No, no, I'm listening and I'm working on it. But this, I'm confused with this question. When you finish, then I will ask. Actually, I'm
Okay.
confused with D and A.
B and A. Look, to apply the expertise, he could be the team member, but not SOS.
No, sorry, sir. A and D. I said A and D. A and D.
D.
D, yes, last
How
one.
they have been working. Does it matter that how long they have been working with agile methods?
But sir, is it necessary for him to know the work of other teams?
We need to select a team member from all our teams, and we need to find the leadership qualities, right? Who can engage multiple teams together and follow their work. That's what we do, isn't it?
Right.
Because work is only done by the team. So if I say this is the team member they are talking about, and if I say this is the team member also, that's what they are talking about. And how convincing is the public speaker? It has nothing to do with agile, right? We are not going to make a speech here. So I hope the point is clear. B and D are representing the team member, not SOS. Let's go next. While monitoring progress of the agile team, the PM notices that an expert member output is much lower compared with that of junior team member. This is a surprise as the expert worked diligently on the most complex task and has always produced defect-free results, which is the most likely explanation for the developer's low output. For sure, A cannot be the answer because A is the explanation, right? The expert works faster and reports fewer hours than the junior members. So it's not related to the person anyway. Young team members are normally productive. It's an assumption, right? It cannot be the right option. So the story points estimates on the expert's work are consistently too low, or the expert runs more tests and therefore completes fewer stories. So we have removed two answers and remaining to C and D. What you guys think is the better answer? No one is using chat window. What happened? I'm not getting any reply on the chat window. Mr. Mohsen has given this answer. Let me change it so you guys can send it to me only. So we measure the progress with the help of story points. And we said answer is always in the question, right? This is our approach to answer the questions. The project manager notices that an expert member output is much lower compared with that of Unity member. So I have two answers. Uh, question is which is the most likely explanation for the developer's low output? Many answers are going towards another. Hafiz Fayyaz came from somewhere and he has given an answer. This is totally different. Let's understand his concept. What do you think, Mr. Fayyaz? Why you have answered this option? What is the reason behind selecting this option? Mr. Fayaz, your mic is on. You can speak.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Why you think it's C, not D?
Because the expert members output is much.
Okay, let me ask you guys another question. In the team, when you are working in the team, whether it's junior or senior, the output is measured as an individual or as a team. If the team is of 6 members, we will measure it with the team members, or we will go with individuals
As a team.
as a team. So if you look at it, then from this perspective, option C is better or option D is better? If you guys will not speak, how will I solve this issue? There are 6 team members. This is junior, let's suppose. He has more work. This is senior team member. He has less work. And you are selecting that experts run more tests and therefore completes fewer stories. Story is divided into tasks, right? Isn't it? Or we call it, and the tasks are estimated by the story points. You guys agree with this explanation, what I am saying? Or is something new to you? Story is broken down into tasks, and the tasks are estimated based upon the story points. So what is your opinion now? Still D or C? Team works on the user stories, right? Not individual. At least you guys know that. Every individual in the team work on single user story. You guys have your mics on. Why you are not participating? Every member of the team work with the user story, or the team works on a user story? What is appropriate?
Individual work on the user story.
Every individual work with a separate user story.
No, story point, I mean.
Story point, right? The story is broken
Yeah.
down into story points, and then team is start to achieve it. So how can you compare that he's doing less than the junior team member or senior team member?
C.
So answer is C, right? Because his story points estimates are low. The story points estimates on the experts' work are consistently too low, which means that there is a problem in estimation, right? Maybe you have decided this story will take 20 story points, but it is taking 50 story points or 30 story points, something like this. So less points are being achieved. So this is the explanations. We measure the progress with the help of story points, not with the help of user stories in the team. Remember this point, please. So you will never make the mistakes. Okay, let's move to the next question. The PMO wants to offer constant reporting across the dozens of HR projects running concurrently. They want to use information radiators to share progress. How can this be achieved? Place monitors display combined feature burnout charts and a digest of retrospects. Use fishbowl windows to show all project teams Kanban boards and charts in real time. Place webcams to broadcast all CAN members. You will put webcams for the information broadcasting.
No.
We don't monitor the progress with the webcam, right? Wrong. Set up an internal wiki page which all Agile team update in real time and user consult on demand. We do this?
No.
No, right? So now remaining is A and B. Which one you think is a better answer? And I think it's quite easy because we have removed two answers.
B.
Fishbowl windows. What is fishbowl windows? You know that? Fishbowl windows is something like, if you remember, we were saying that that imagine that you are sitting in a classroom and people are watching you working from outside. So when people are watching you working from outside, can they know the progress?
No.
No, right? So fishbowl windows gone. So place monitors displaying combined features, burn up charts. Combined features means cumulative, right? Cumulative. Cumulative burn up charts and a digest of retrospects, which means it shows the we call it in a discipline like guided continuous improvement. So A is the answer for that. Next, the last three agile iterations show a trend of increasingly prolonged test work. Which activity should the project manager plan to address the root cause? Adopt test automation tools, plan an iteration of testing only. I told you that if you have only in any answer, it can never be the right answer. Never means almost never. I'm not 100%, but you can eliminate it on this basis. Practice a paired testing policy, which we call it refactoring. Plan more backlog refinements.
A. Test automation tool.
Reason,
We can it can reduce the testing time. Right? Automation to enable it is much faster.
I think A, the last three agile iterations showed a trend of increasingly prolonged test. Which activity should the project manager plan to address the root cause? This is the question. If you read the first part of the question, your answer will be A. But if you read the last part of the question, your answer will be different.
Hmm.
Which
I agree.
activity? This is not an activity, right?
The
This is
solution.
the result.
Correct.
This is the result of root cause,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Correct.
So it cannot be the answer. Now two options are there. Paired testing policy. This is also the root cause result. You need to find out the root cause, and you can do the root causes by doing that backlog refinement, which means that find options in why they are taking long. Maybe there are interdependencies, that's why it's creating more longer. Maybe there are unnecessary tests, so that's what we call it backlog refinement. This is called as, if you remember, groomed backlog or updated prioritized product backlog. These are the ones we use for this. So plan more backlog refinements with the product owner, that why we are taking too long. Maybe we have a lot of activities for testing. Maybe we can combine some activities. Maybe we can do that option of automation tools. But first we need to do the root cause. So for root cause, we have to do the backlog refinement. I think answer is very clear to all of you. Majority of you have already answered the same. Let's go next. After same thing, the team performed an intensive. Okay, now it has happened. Look at the flow. They have done the refinements. What matrix would you show that the problem was effectively addressed? Matrix means units of measurements, how you can measure it. So increased in value per story, speed of impediment. There's nothing called impediment. Was there any impediment here? This prolonged testing work is an impediment, stopping your work. Anyone? This impediment, there's nothing called impediment in the push. Stories completed per iterations or decrease in backlog count. If you decrease the items in the backlog, this is called as matrix. Decrease in backlog means rescope. Will you do it? Rescope is a good thing.
No.
Right? It will remain incomplete. So we cannot do the answer. We are not saying the value. We are saying the problem is. So if we do some like the previous option was adoption of automation tools. When we adopt it, the story points should increase, right? The output should increase from the iteration. So yes, we have answered C. This is the right answer. Correct. Great. Let's go next. The PM receives a progress report showing that the Agile project is not on track since all work was deliberately selected and sequenced to meet higher level objectives. The project manager is surprised by the report. Okay, this is background information. In the future, how can you prevent this type of miscommunication? Support self-organization for the project team and help them provide buy-in for the project. Ensure there is a contingency reserve to cover these issues. How can project manager in Agile? Project manager in Agile performs contingency reserve or team performs contingency reserve? In predictive, he does it. In Agile, who does it? Team makes their own contingencies. True? Ensure that the team is trained to use the Agile process reporting system. Okay. Provide early training and ongoing mentoring about the Agile approach for the project team. What is the issue? Miscommunication. So which answer is correct? Ensure that the team is trained to use the Agile process reporting system. Mr. Rauf, we have already eliminated one answer, which is the task of the team. So we said we cannot be the right answer. Ensure that the team is trained to use the Agile process reporting system. You have to ensure this thing or team will ensure this thing? What is it? Team members find their training requirement by themselves, or you as a project manager propose them or enforce that you have to learn this. Learning is done by the team itself, or project manager provides learning.
Project manager.
Project manager provides learning in predictive. In agile projects, project manager is just a facilitator. When the team will say that we don't have training, then he can arrange the training. But ensuring that the team is trained enough, it is the task of team, not Scrum Master or the project manager. Provide early training. Early training providing is not my problem. It is the task of team. Team should do the work by themselves. I'm not for the team. In Agile, all the work is done by the team. And if they cannot do it, then they come to the project manager. While in predictive, it's opposite. Project manager is doing everything, but in Agile, team is doing everything. So all three answers B, C, and D are going towards team, while A is going support. Because as a Agile project manager, you are just doing what? Support or facilitate. So A is the correct answer. I hope you guys agree. This question was very hard and very difficult. Not hard. Very difficult and very tricky. You need to have a deep understanding of Agile while you're answering. Project team members are concerned that a new resource does not seem suitable for an assigned task. How should the project manager respond to this concern? Let's see what we can do. Contact senior management to discuss the possibility of reassigning the new resource to a different project. Schedule time to chat with the new resource to reassess their skills and understand their strength level. Ask the team member to document tasks related deficiencies displayed by the resource. You will ask your team to make the what we call it chart sheet. Is it a good option to make a chart sheet against an employee? Neither in predictive nor in agile you will do this. Contact the project responsible. You will go to the project responsible for this thing. It's your internal problem. Why you will go to the sponsor? And for sure, it's your internal problem. So why you will go to the senior manager? So first sit with it. Maybe we can find a better option. So first we have to understand maybe there is a gap. Maybe there is a sometimes you know that they are not opening up. So we have to use our emotional intelligence skills to learn that what is the problem. Maybe they have it, but they are not opening up. Maybe the environment is not good. Contacting external parties will never be the right answers. So A and D are gone. While among B and C, B is better answer because why? Because team is reporting, not you. So why you have to trust someone? Isn't it better you have to see the things by your eyes? That's why B is better answer. I hope you understand. A cross-functional team on project reports a delay in developing a prototype. The team believes that the cause is lack of knowledge. In which three ways can a project manager prevent the situation on future projects? Ask the team leader to recommend a solution. Identify required skills and organize the team based on the strength of those skills. Make a list of required specific skills for the project. Outsource the task to a skill expert. Identify the skill deficiency as a project risk. In any case, E can be the right answer.
No.
So E is gone. Now we need to eliminate one more answer. So we can choose three answers.
Sir, in Agile, outsourcing is done.
No, I didn't do it. A, B, C, and D are remaining. We need to remove one option from 4 of those.
No, if regarding D,
Look.
sir.
I think B is okay, right? They should do it. And once we are saying B, then C is actually the same thing almost. So 2 answers are here. They are the correct answers. What about A and D? You need to choose one. What do you guys think? Which one I have to choose, A or B?
I think A.
Ask the team leader to recommend a solution. Who have to do it? You, right? So you will ask someone else to do your task. You are responsible for this task. You will give this task to someone else. You have to prevent, right? And you will take the solution from
Yes.
someone else. Like I ask you to do something, and instead of doing it, you are going to ask someone else to do that. Is it a good approach?
No. We should.
So B and C, we already discussed, they are the right answers. And if you don't have expertise, hire an expert who can find the gap in your existing inventory and support. Very tricky answers today. I don't know. They are one of the difficult questions I've seen in my life. A project manager notices that a team member A seems more unhappy. You can use the highlighters or liners in the exam so you can maintain the control. More unhappy after every team meeting. After looking into the situation, PM finds out that a team member A is not making progress on a key activity, which has an impact on the critical one. Team member A also feels that they are not in the correct role within the project team, which means the problem is the roles assignment. What should the project manager do? Reassure team member A about their abilities by reminding them they were chosen for a reason. Okay. Is it like you are challenging someone, right? You will do this? Is it a good approach for your colleagues to remind them why they have been chosen? In any case, it's a good approach.
No.
No, right? It's like threatening to someone. And we will never threat anyone in the project. We have to create a psychological safety. Okay. Meet with the team member A to discuss where they can contribute based on their strengths. This seems to be a better answer, but let's go down. Enroll team member A in targeted training. How can you provide him a training when you don't know what's the problem with him? So for sure, C cannot be the answer. Reassign the team member to an appropriate role. Again, you are doing the things by yourself, which has already happened. So you will not repeat those mistakes. So anyway, remaining answer is B. Meet with team member A to discuss where they can contribute based on their strengths. Did you guys get a flow of information? How the things are happening? But I must admit today questions were very difficult, very tricky. We have to be very precise to find out information. And all these questions are from PMI. So far, so good. Things are okay.
Yes.
in this situation, our answer was discuss with him what's your problem. That's what we call it emotional intelligence also. Discuss with him what's your problem. Tell me the things. Then we can. Okay. Answer B is correct. After has happened, what will be the second step? After B has happened, you did the meeting. After B, what you will do,
C.
right? And then
Yes. Then
D.
that's it. D. Yeah.
This is the flow. So look, a bit of understanding and the logical flow is in front of you. So you can easily understand how the information is flowing. So I think that was quite amazing time. Let's keep it here. And we'll meet next week again on Saturday, same time.